Good evening and tonight, viewers. This is Three Roads Gaming. Now let's ride. It's Earthbound and we're on the rebound. And this is our first monster, a snake. So we can only control Ness, and only Ness will take damage. Once Ness gets knocked out, well, that's game over. The snake cannot target Pokey or King. King can attack or bark, which him barking does nothing. We need 4 experience to get to the next level. And if we go down here, Pokey will stop us. Here we are. Got a runaway dog. Runaway dogs are pretty easy to deal with. And we gained a level. We also got our first healing ability, Life Up Alpha. Restores up to 100 HP. I think it's more like between 80 and 120 at any given moment. And here's our final baddie, the Spiteful Crow. Our first smash attack, which does a lot more damage. Also, Spiteful Crows always leave cookies. 9 experience. I'm not gonna go out of my way to gain levels. Another dog. The dogs can drop bread rolls. There we are. I forget what the likelihood of them dropping bread rolls is. But yeah. There we are. Took down the snake. Ooh, a cookie. I forgot they could drop those. Alright, I'm just gonna eat a couple of cookies. There we are. Let's talk lie or exaggerate here. Hopefully Picky's not, in his basement somewhere. Alright then. So if you really want to do some speedrunner shenanigans, what you do is you want to basically encourage an enemy to follow you all the way up here. Because once we get picky, enemies will stop spawning. Actually want to gain up to... There we are. This dog will give me the experience I need. I'm gonna use Life Up just to be safe. There we are. Finally hit the broadside of a barn. And we got our first major boost in HP. Every time Ness gets a boost in Vitality, he'll get a major boost in HP. And once we get picky, monsters stop spawning. Didn't really matter what you say. Also, if you're playing this with a second player controller, the second player controller can change the beam of light. That's all they can do, but it's a thing they can do. But yeah, if you want to do some speedrunner shenanigans, what you do is you lure a monster to kind of follow you near here since they stop spawning. You get into a fight with the monster after you get Buzz here. And you'll basically get knocked out. No, rather, you let the monster knock you out. And then you'll wake up in your own home, and it'll bypass a boss. But the boss is kind of a nothing burger. Ah, he's good people. Anyway, we just got a large plot dump here. And it says 3 boys, but it's not these other 2 boys. We get Buzz. In Japanese, Buzz was named Boon Boon, which is the onomatopoeia for a buzzing insect. Okay. Okay, that's not ominous. Anyway, yeah, the dogs and crows and snakes will stop spawning at this point. And it's our first boss. Starman Jr. Buzz will always start with PSI Shield Sigma. If you really want to, if you really want to lose this battle, what you can do. You first got to get Ness up all the way to level 12. I think it's 12, maybe it's 11. Regardless, he'll learn an ability called Shield. Not PSI Shield, just Shield. It'll decrease physical damage, but you can only have one type of shield active at a time. So it'll overwrite the Psychic Shield. He's on guard, yep. He might use some powerful psychic abilities. And if he does that, yeah, he's gonna use some magic. If he does that, then the physical shield will not prevent that damage. So he should be able to knock you out with Fire Beta, which lets you skip something, I think. It's interesting. I'll talk about how shields work when we first encounter them. Okay, he's destroyed. Yeah, they actually say he came from 10 years in the future to kill me. Despite Nintendo of America's policies on the matter. Alright, I'm curious what'll happen if I just try to walk down here. Okay, so it went from finding Picky to getting Picky home. We're in Sam Hill is just kind of like an old-timey way of saying, where the hell have you been? Alright, this here is Aloysius Minch, called Onburami Minch in... Minch. The implication is, in Japanese, their last name is mincemeat. So, Onburami Minch, or whatever, is oily mincemeat. The mother's name is Lardna, which I think some people have referred to as a reference to a dish called larbna, but I don't think so. I think it's just she's got the word lard in her name. In the original Japanese, it wasn't $100,000. He specifically gave a completely outlandish astronomical number. It'd be like saying $1 gazillion or something. I think the implication is he's lying. He seems like the kind of guy where, like, if he loans you $10, he's not gonna let you forget it. Unless you loan him $10, then he's all, you know, magnanimous about it. The original Japanese, the line is, "A pesky toilet fly, die and go to hell." A line that was later censored in the GBA re-release. Even in Japanese. She said, "A pesky fly, die and go to hell." I think if they wanted to cut down on toilet humor, maybe? And Buzz Buzz is dead. And we have our goal. We've got to go to Giant Step. This is pretty close to how it was in Japanese. This is my understanding. It's just that they made it a little more clear that he's indeed dying. No, I don't want to hear the story one more time. And he gives us the Sound Stone. If I had fought so many crows that my inventory was full of cookies, he would just send it to Escargo Express, which is the entity that Tracy works for. With that said, I think that means I would never be able to use her services, because as soon as you call them up or talk to her, maybe just call them up, they'll be like, "Hey, we'll bring you the Sound Stone." And I mean, at the end of the day, it's just one inventory slot. It's not like it makes the game that much easier. It's just an interesting piece of trivia. Because, yeah, there's only 14 item slots per character. And the little intro there is a reference to the song from Mother 1 or Earthbound Beginnings. This here's the photographer guy. Yep, say fuzzy pickles. Alright, I'm gonna rest up for free. Even though I'm not constraining myself to these terms. It's just quicker and easier. Alright, I'm gonna save and I'm gonna call it an episode. Next time we're gonna go into town and figure out what we need to do. This has been Three Roads Gaming. I sure am glad the road brought you here. Hope it brings you back my way again soon. Have a good one, everybody.